Hey, what's up everybody, I'm SkyDieRay and welcome to another DnDGreentext story. Today we're taking a look at the story of Orc, the Master Chef. Basically, this is the story of an orc reviewing the food and service of pubs and restaurants, and to be honest, it's quite funny. So I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, if not more. And yeah, without any further ado, here's the story. Be Orc, old and grizzled veteran of a dozen wars and hundreds of raids. Sit down at a local human tavern. Call for a waitress in my guttural, harsh, orcish tongue, demand to be served. She nervously hands me the menu. Can't read. Rip it to shreds and order ham hock served over a red-eye mushroom gravy, cut roasted russet potatoes with scallions, garlic and onion sauteed peas, and a side order of pistachio biscotti. Wait for a good spell, become impatient. Waitress finally arrives with the food. Cut through ham hock, juices still in the center of the meat, not rested, rubbery texture. Gravy tasted like plaster, it's just cornstarch, water and oil. Try the potatoes. Not russets, but red-skinned potatoes, waxy as fuck, no subtle sweetness. They didn't even use scallions but raw green onions. Flavor overwhelms everything. Urge to kill and pillage rising. Try the peas. They were adequate, calm down a bit. Bite into biscotti to finish this awful meal. Almonds in my biscotti. Go berserk, flip table, and burned down the tavern. Rated 1 axe out of 5. Taste of the foul ham hock and green onions still lingers in my jowls. Go to the local dwarf cafe to wash the taste away. Knock the door off its hinges, invoke ancient challenge to the blood enemies of all orcdom. Serve me the finest drink and sundries to soothe my weary palate, lest you dishonor your forefathers and forfeit your beards in shame. I throw my battle axe at their feet. All the dwarves take notice. The owner of the cafe steps forward and accepts my challenge by throwing his hammer at my feet as per tradition. A dwarven maiden cautiously guides me to their special seat and table in a private dining room, stonework wrought in iron and brass. The maid first brings me a selection of drinks, a brew of blackest oil, their craft stout and elderly wine along with a plate of fresh buttery croissants. I grab dwarven maid by her throat. You dare serve me red wine with coffee? By the blood of Rugert the Indomitable, what's next? Pair red wine with fish? I should cut off your head where you stand for this treachery. The cafe owner places his firm grip on my arm and politely tells me to refrain my onslaught until I have tried their dwarven concoctions in their specific order. Oh, this is rich, their skulls will decorate my pike by sundown. I sip the coffee, dark, rich, with a plethora of different bitter and earthen nods assaulted my taste buds. Quite nice. Then I tasted the wine. My eyes widened. The different nods of earthen bitterness danced alongside the wine's merry melody of zest, sweetness, tannin dryness, tart and fruity body, each different nod of flavor and taste perfectly accentuating the other. I carefully savored each nod and taste before washing it all down with the strong dwarven stout. Next came the croissants. As I bit into the pastry, I cannot help but notice 50. Wrong again, 88 individual layers of buttery and flaky texture, not expecting such delicate gentleness from the dwarf's obviously calloused and clubbed hands. I finished the food and beverages brought before me. The cafe was dead silent, awaiting my judgment. Without a word, I stand up and walk towards my axe that is jutting out of the splintered wooden floor planks, picking it up and leaving the establishment in peace. The joyous cheer echoes through the cafe behind me. Any dwarf that can make wine and coffee go together deserves to live. The croissant was mediocre though. Thirst is quenched, but my stomach yearns for a heartier affair. Head west to the local and small pizzeria shack. Heard the Trollkin is a chef there. Burst into the entrance, noses bombarded with halitosis, body and feet odors, pungent garlic and moldy grime. Greet the troll chef with a hearty haymaker to the jawline and a few coins and teeth. The troll returns the hospitality with a good uppercut. What a swell guy. Politely asks for the house special, and he obliges. Within minutes, the troll brought out a gangrene mushroom and foot cheese pizza made with troll blood paste and topped with boar bacon and alligator stripes. Nobody here appreciates good troll cuisine like an orc can. The troll blood was sharp, sweet, with a right mix of zest and subtle hint of iron and blood. The foot cheese was absolutely divine, Nutty, salty, poignant and very, very rich, it demanded careful and slow attention to savor every note of flavor as it gradually sieves through all the 5 taste sensations, from bitter-sweet to creamy savoriness. The gangrene mushroom had an excellent meaty texture. The troll chef boasted that he dried the mushroom for 40 days to concentrate and intensify their sharp bitter savoriness, accentuating well with the smoky bacon and subtle alligator meat flavors. Perfectly proportioned and well balanced. But the crust was stale, dry and hard. Absolutely inexcusable. I grabbed the troll by the throat and threw him in the kitchen, lunging at him as his misshapen lump of a body hits the hanging pots and pans, immediately dismembering his left arm with my battle axe. "You dare serve me unworthy crust? What do you take me for, a fool? What is this crust made of?" "Ringwort millet, please have mercy. I had to cut corn," as he writes in pain. "No excuses. The crust is the foundation of the entire dish. No crust, it just becomes a shitty casserole. Do you serve pizza or casserole, troll? Answer me." Pizza." "Speak louder. The foul taste of your crust has made me hard of hearing." "Pizza." Good, good. For now on, Trollkin, bake your pizza dough out of the freshest evergreen or staunch mountain wheat, so this grave mistake does not repeat itself, or the next limb by dismember is your head. Swear to me, troll." Yes, I swear." "Good. I rate your establishment 2 axes out of 5, and here's a generous 35% tip for the excellent service. Farewell, and I pray our next visit ends in more favorable terms." Fucking ringwort millet? Really? That stuff isn't even fit for slaves. After a good afternoon of wholesome pillaging and warring across some piss-poor human kingdom with my warband, work up an enormous appetite. The only place in town that seems to serve enough quantities of meat to sate an orcish hunger is an elven pub and steakhouse. Fucking knife ears. I'm going to regret this. As I slowly enter the eating establishment, the minstrel stops playing his "I can only guess are happy" orc murdering songs, and all the patrons and servers turn their head towards my direction. Their gaze were sharper than their ears. Some were brandishing their bow and arrows. I walked confidently to an empty seat. All the patrons lawfully and silently parted my way, isolating me on one table. Dagger-like eyes still probing my orcish features. Fucking knife ears. I beckoned an elven range to serve me. She, or he, hastily drops a glass of iced river water with a little bit of mint and lemon wedge, and the menu without so much as eye contact or a friendly greeting. I noticed it was the kids menu. Nice big pictures, no words. I made my order. All-bear tartare with raw basilisk egg yolk and tartare sauce on the side for appetizer. Medium rare dry-aged Minotaur calf porterhouse steak with caramelized shallots, rare pancetta and baked beans, and to finish off with asparagus and dried root salad with a Wendigo wild wine chiffon vinaigrette paired with a 200-year-old slow-aged mucky berry wine. I could almost hear the head elven chef choke on his tongue when he heard my order. He better not fucking screw up on my steak, burn my shallots, or ruin my wine chiffon vinaigrette with malt vinegar. I swear to Morgoth, I will burn this place down and salt the earth for miles around so nothing grows and nothing can be cooked. The elves all dot about whispering in their strange tongues, probably insulting me as I wait for my meal. I wish I could run the heft of my axe through every one of these backstabbing effeminate bastards. But that will ruin the atmosphere for this meal. The elven finally brings forth my food and drink, after an eternity of waiting. The tartare was smooth and had a nice buttery richness. The chef must have added kidney suit. Clever. It paired well with the slight fishy amphibian taste of the basilisk egg yolk, accentuating well with the tartare sauce. Next came the steak. The meat fell effortlessly off the bone, and it was well marbled with creamy rich fat, so tender that every piece melted in my mouth. The shallots were cooked just right, not burnt or too raw, providing a nice mild sweetness to complement the savory experience. The pancetta and baked beans were nothing spectacular. They were fresh and adequate, not those salted and jarred kind. And then to the salad. The asparagus was mildly bitter and earthily paired very nicely with the mild sweet, peppery and crispness of the sliced dried roots. Love the contrast, although the vinaigrette in my opinion has too sharp a citrus and tarty zing. Almost overwhelmed the flavor of the entire dish. Almost. Could do with a teaspoon less of wine and a pinch more of saffron. But overall the meal was quite nice. The Maki berry wine had a very heavy body for a wine, almost tasted like a dwarven stout in some aspects. Mild sweetness, sharp tartness, and extremely dry, creating a good contrast with the salad. I finished my meal and was about to head off. Then I was stopped by a burly elven fellow with a cigar. "Oi mate, you forgot to pay for your meal." "Being alive is payment enough, knife here. Step aside or to knife bats and blood for your kin." No, you daft bastard. You don't understand. Nobody leaves this pub without paying. Not even some pig-faced greenskin, who thinks he's the be-all and end-all of fine dining. I can brush such empty profanity aside, but my patience wanes. Move, or the elven prick lands a chip shot in my eye. I stagger back a little. I pounce on him on retaliation and the brawl breaks out. Arrows guided by drunken eyes were flying in every direction. 3 or 4 of the elusive bastards were all over me. We fought all night and all day. Elves were smashed across the floorboard, elves were hanging from ceiling, and elves were passed out in their own vomit by the windows. Beaten and battered, the burly elf approaches me, one eye bruised and blackened shut, as I lay on top of the pile of broken elven bodies, tired from the whole humbug. "So, how many axes does this place get, you barbaric green-skinned savage?" Spitting out a tooth. "4 axes, you knife-eared son of a bitch. Would have been 3, but the brawl was a nice attraction." We shook hands and parted ways. For an elf, he wasn't half bad company. Alright, that's it for this video and the story. Thank you guys for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a like if you did and a dislike if you didn't, and subscribe to the channel for more. As always, follow my stream and join the Discord server, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, bye.